Okay, thank you for staying while you're probably hungry now. What I will show today is a use case and how we started VDI for our students with two main components, UDS, which stands for Universal Desktop Services, and combined with OpenNebula. My name is Frederic Malengreau. I'm the team leader of a team that manages the working environment of all the users at the university, staff members and students. That means I'm not the technical expert, and this is why I've put two other names, Philippe and Patrick, who are there, and who have deployed the solution. After telling you why we started this project, I will show how UDS works, what are the main components of the solution, how they manage the VDI and the virtual machines in OpenNebula, and how we are intend to deploy it and use it at the university. Why would we started this project? Well, like all universities, we are facing the challenge of the new students for whom the devices are their main tool and working tool. So we had to give them the opportunity to use their devices, their computer, to access the standard software we are using in the lessons, in the research environment. It had to be compatible with OpenNebula because we have for 6 years now an OpenNebula infrastructure for all the servers and the data centers. So it had to be compatible with OpenNebula. We searched for different solutions, and we decided to go for UDS Enterprise Connection Broker for some reasons. Because first of all, it's open source based and customized. It can be customized, fully customized. And also because the team, the UDS Enterprise team, was really reacted really quickly when we asked them if they were intended to be compatible with OpenNebula. They said, "Okay, we will do it," and they did it quite quickly. So we were confident in the response of the team, and it's always the case. It's still the case now. They are really responsive. The other reasons we decided to go for UDS Enterprise is it is flexible. It can be, we will see, it is compatible with many other solutions. It's quite low cost, and again, the reactive support. If you look at the commercial page on the site of UDS Enterprise, you can see that it can do a lot of things, and it is actually true. It's a multi-platform connection broker. It can deploy Windows and Linux virtual machines. And maybe you can see it is compatible with many authenticators. It is compatible with OpenNebula, but also other solutions like OpenStack and some other cloud solutions. And one of the reasons we decided to go with UDS is its integration with the e-learning solutions, and specifically Moodle, which is our e-learning solution at the University of Louvain. So We have, just to give you an idea of our OpenNebula infrastructure, we have two data centers located in two different buildings on the campus. We have about 800 VMs. Well, I'll let you see the numbers here to have an idea of the size of the infrastructure. And the storage is based on a Ceph storage. It is now 3 years we have Ceph storage. We had before V7000 machines that we replaced, and we decided to go for Ceph storage. Okay, this is the OpenNebula infrastructure. The UDS Enterprise solution comes in front of the OpenNebula infrastructure. You have three main components in the solution: the UDS server, the UDS tunneler, and a MySQL cluster. First of all, the UDS server, which is the front end. It manages the authentication of the users, but it also manages the virtual machines here in the OpenNebula infrastructure. And it is connected to the authenticator, which in our case is Active Directory, but it can be other authenticators. The second component is the UDS tunneler, which is a guacamole server. It allows the connection between the user and directly to the virtual machines through HTML5. And then we have a dedicated UDS database, which is MySQL cluster. It stores all the information it needs to connect the user with the machine. So it has some information about the users and some information about the available VMs. I will show later how it works and how it manages all this. These three components, the server, the tunneler, and the cluster, are supplied as VMs. So it's quite easy to install. You just have a wizard when you start the machines to configure the network and so on, and then it's working quite quickly. So how does it work now? The user authenticates on a web page. You see here we have customized the web page. It authenticates. On the web page is on the UDS server, and the UDS server checks the authentication in the Active Directory and retrieves the information about the user. If the user does not exist in the database, in the MySQL UDS database, it will store it with all the information it needs, group membership, what machines it already has used, and so on. If the user already exists, it will only synchronize the information from the Active Directory to see if some group membership have changed, and to actualize this information. When all this is done, the UDS server gives the web page with the machines that the user can access, related to his group membership, of course. And then the user can click on the machine. If for example, I click on the first virtual machine, the UDS server knows what machines are available, what VMs are available here. It will only check if one machine, it decides, okay, I will take this machine for the user. It just checks if the machine is up and ready to work, and then it gives the information to the user and the UDS tunneler. The main information going to the UDS tunneler is the login and password to ensure the SSO, so the user does not have to re-log re-authenticate on the VM. And then the connection is made directly through the UDS tunneler to the virtual machine, and the UDS server doesn't work, doesn't do anything more in this process. As I said, the user is automatically signed in his VM due to the SSO ensured by the UDS tunneler. Okay, how does the UDS server manage the VMs? Okay, the UDS server, we can tell him, okay, I have a lesson this afternoon with 50 students. I want to have 50 machines ready to be used. So the UDS server takes the template of the machine he needs. He makes a working copy to instantiate the 50 machines, and it keeps them in cache in the Opennebula infrastructure. When the student comes and authenticates on one of these machines, the UDS server knows he has to instantiate a new machine, so that the cache will always have 50 machines ready. When the user stops and logs off, it does just destroy the machine that was used, and he knows he still have the 50 machines ready in the Opennebula infrastructure. This is customizable. You can say how many machines you want. You can say they have to be ready between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock, and then you don't have to keep them alive forever. So it's quite flexible, and it allows to manage automatically the storage and the power of the infrastructure. We also have remote applications. This is available from the version 2, I think, of UDS Enterprise, and from the version 2.2, these remote applications are also available from a macOS device. The way of working is the same as I showed before, except that we have here remote desktop servers. The way of the connection is made is exactly the same. The only difference is that if 10 people need this application, they will all connect to the same remote desktop server. They will not have their own virtual machines each, but they will all connect with the RDP connection through HTML5 on the same server. Okay, why and who we are intend to give access to this solution? First of all, the students. That means that they can access a standard environment, whether it is a Linux or Windows, from outside the classroom, the computer classroom. So they can work from their device. They can work from home or anywhere. The teachers also, they are sure they have a clean environment to their teaching, their lessons, and they don't have to install some software on their own computer, so it's easier for them. They know they will have a standard environment. The researchers, some researchers have to have access to software a few times a year, and they don't want to pay for the license and install it on their computer, so they can have access to the software on demand and with probably a better calculation performance than on their own computer. And then OS X and Linux users can access Windows applications such as SAP client. We have a client in the remote applications, SAP client in the remote applications that work on all the environments. And also for us, the IT can make some tests without having to have a big infrastructure. Why? Because it is easy. It's easy to install. It's easy to access, and it is easy for us to manage the solution. And it's also it represents a lower cost for the IT and for the students. Before, the students had to buy the software they had to use for their lessons, and now they don't have to buy it. They can use it on the VMs. They can access from UDS. Okay, how we did what were the phases in the project? We started in 2016 with a testing phase. In 2017, in September, and the beginning of the academic year, we started a small production phase with some few lessons. We asked teachers to use it and to try it to see if they were confident with the solution. And from September of this year, we have opened the solution to all our students, all our staff members, and we don't sell the software anymore. So they have to go to this solution if they want to use the softwares for the lessons. And we are now starting to build a new high availability infrastructure to guarantee 24/7 access. Next year, we are intend to start to replace the computer classrooms with small computers that will only have small windows, and they can only access the UDS solutions. Okay, high availability. The only thing we wanted to use several servers to be sure that the power the load average was not too high on the servers. So we installed high availability proxy, which balances the traffic to one of the servers. He knows what server is the most available, and then when the authentication is done, it chooses again what tunneler it will use, and then again the connection is the same. The only difference is that everything is passing through this proxy. So this proxy is also a point of failure, but we are intent next year to add another proxy to be sure if one falls, the other will take retake the connection. Okay. As a conclusion, I wanted to give a few metrics of usage. As you can see, we have a growing number of users. It's closer to 2,000 now. It's growing quite quickly at the moment. We are quite happy of the success it does have in our university. Thank you, and I would like to thank UDS Enterprise for inviting me to give this talk.